All right. Hey, everybody. It is I Hope Giselle. I know I've been gone for a while. Okay. And I have just been living. For those of y'all who follow me on other pieces of social media outside of this, y'all know that I have gotten married. I have moved to the great state of California. I also have a residence in Mexico. There's a lot of different like things that have happened in my life since the last time that we were together. And I know that a lot of you all have been asking for me to do YouTube and things more regularly. And I just have not, one, been inspired, or two, had the capacity to really take the time out to just really focus on making videos and things of that nature. And honestly, because of everything that's going on in the world and the way that people do not, tend to be nice to queer creators or trans creators and all that stuff, unless they can either use us for something, or, we're some sort of like Sambo to our community. I just decided that like YouTube wasn't going to be for me. And what I realized was that I have to get on here and do what I did when I first started with Facebook, right? And that's do and create the content that is important to me, that's going to be important to my people, that's going to be important to anybody that comes and watches this channel. And sometimes it's going to give educational, sometimes it's going to give ratchet, sometimes it's going to give a rant, other times it's going to give, let's talk about shoes, let's talk about makeup, let's talk about hair, let's do the things. And if you vibe with that, if you rock with my attitude, if you rock with who I is, then this is the channel for you. And if not, also feel free to leave a hate comment because I get paid, right? And I think that like I was also really afraid about that. I don't like inviting drama into my life. I don't like inviting people in to like cause disruption. And oftentimes I feel like when the YouTube comments are bad and when they're disgusting, you have all of these trolls and these people from behind these faceless profiles saying these disgusting things. You either feel prone to respond and go back and forth all day, or if you're not a strong person, it can break you because people will sit back and say things like sticks and stones, but bitch, sticks and motherfucking stones hurt, and so do words. And I feel like I never wanted to be in a space where I was just creating for the sake of creating. I want to be in a space where I'm creating because I actually enjoy what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And as activism becomes a space that I still love, but want to move away from, I think that YouTube is going to be my outlet to be able to say some of the things that I can't necessarily say on the platform that I built with Instagram, because it's become a PC place for me. It's become a place where I get brand deals, I make money, and there's all types of sponsors and things out there that are looking at my content for that. Now, it's not to say that they won't come over here on the YouTubes, but I think that when you create different spaces for different types of content, people have different expectations and they go looking for different places for different things. And so if y'all are wondering what happened and why I stepped away, a lot of it was me being overwhelmed. Some of it was just me not caring and not wanting to be consistent enough on this. And then a lot of it was also just setup, y'all. The way that people come to YouTube these days is not the way that people came to YouTube when I was growing up. Back in the day, Jackie Ina was in her on her floor, Malibu Dollface was on his grandma, living room couch. Like we were out here giving very much so, what is it? HD 80p or what 1080p or whatever the case may be. Everybody was, figuring it out. Now people are going live and doing YouTube from studios and shit. Bitch, I ain't got time for that. Okay. And so a part of me also pulled out of YouTube because I was just like, girl, do I really have it in me to like be a real influencer? Like do I really have it in me to really get on here and do the lights and do the camera and the action? And apparently I do. I just needed some time to actually feel um taken enough with the craft to do this. So y'all are going to really be watching me sift through what I think works and what I think doesn't work and what type of content that I really want to create on here, because part of me wants to do, like social talkbacks and pop culture talkbacks. Like I want to talk about Christina Carpenter, inviting, people to say protect the dolls on stage, but not a single doll was on stage. I want to do a talk about Young Thug and this whole thing with Glorilla and, all of these things. I want to talk a little bit more about Snoop Dogg and the apology that never really came from him and the retraction, but that wasn't a retraction, but was a retraction. Like there's so many things that I want to discuss. And I just feel like oftentimes, because I do enjoy giving people real information that they can use that's going to help them galvanize themselves as an activist, I don't want my Instagram feed to be like too jumbled up between the stuff that, like, oh my God, like I just want to gossip about with y'all and the things that people actually need. Now, don't get me wrong, we are going to have a healthy mix of certain things when I feel it. But I feel like for those longer form conversations, I would rather come over here and talk to you all, as well as things like I was mentioning at the beginning, where I want to do like more hauls and story times and things of that nature. And just, have y'all come with me being a Black trans woman who, is out here living life and doing different things. Now, I've never been a blog girl or a vlog girl. I don't do well with editing those things, which is another reason why I feel like I, also was holding back, because people were like, oh my God, you should vlog that. You should vlog that. Bitch, vlog what? Like, I am trying to enjoy the experience. I don't want to be recording it for y'all bitches, And so I think that that's the other thing, is like y'all love to be in a bitch business. And don't get me wrong, I don't mind y'all being there at some point during some times. And also, the thing about that is like, I gotta record it and then I gotta edit it and I gotta put it together. And I don't wanna do that. And so y'all are gonna get vlogs, but it's only gonna be when I really wanna flex. And so be very clear that it's gonna give capitalism sometimes, and it will be capitalism sometimes, but that's because a bitch like me ain't supposed to be a person who can engage in capitalistic activities and behaviors. So if you're a trans woman who has not gotten to the point where you can do that, don't be in my comments talking about how I'm so privileged, because I get it, I understand, I know that, and I also give back enough to the point where it should not matter that the money that I make, that I earn, that is mine to do with what I want to do with, that every now and then I buy a shoe that's a little bit pricey, or a bag, or I take a trip with my husband and we do what we do, right? I will acknowledge my privileges 1,000 times over, but I'm also going to live my life, especially considering that since you got people in the White House trying to tell us that basically any and everybody can be arrested at this point. I might as well live it before they find out that, I could be deported, okay? And it's not because I'm an illegal or, and let me, child, I feel away. And these are the videos I'm gonna be making, right? Because what the fuck is an illegal in a country that you stole from somebody else? But that's a whole different video, okay? But I just want to live life and enjoy the time that I have, whether it be because of the government or because of just my days being numbered on the clock naturally. And I just feel like all of us have moments where we splurge on ourselves, where we give ourselves a little bit of something. And whether your little bit of something is more or less than mine, there's no need for us to like want to name and shame all of those things to people, because at the end of the day, all of us have something to lose, to give, to gain, to whatever. And if you spend all of your time, and if I spent all of my time worried about not wanting to showcase the beauty of my life because I don't want to look like I have a good life, then I don't get to become a possibility model, and nobody gets to see a possibility model of a dark-skinned Black trans woman who is married to a cisgender man, who is, um deeply in love with me, and I'm deeply in love with him, and there's so much nuance and so much beauty to our relationship. There's so much beauty and nuance to the way that I show up in the world. And there are so many questions that people have around trans people that I think have not been answered in ways that I would necessarily answer them. It's not to say that any one creator is bad or good or whatever the case may be, but it's to say that I want to do my due diligence to make sure that I throw my hat in the ring on getting this educational stuff out there, because sometimes the things that I be seeing, girl, bye. Now, it is not to say that I'm the authority on trans people at all, but it is to say that I think I do a really great job. So if all of that in a bag of chips makes you go, ooh, I want to see what's going to happen here, then stick around and just know I cannot wait to get to know y'all as y'all get to know me through this channel. And until next time, I'll see y'all around. Bye, everybody, and welcome back.